Liverpool, for the first time in 30 years, are champions of England after Manchester City fell 2-1 to Chelsea on Thursday. The city celebrating the club's 19th top-flight domestic title. Liverpool 23 points clear with 7 matches to play. All of Liverpool seemingly celebrating Jurgen Klopp and his men's many accomplishments. Not in that celebration, but surely there in spirit, our very own Stevie Nicol. He joins us now. So does Stewart, Robson. Stevie, a Liverpool legend. I have to start with you. You were on the team the last time this happened in 1990. When you finally got the news on Thursday, what did you feel?
Well, I've got to tell you, I can't help but being the former player because 30 years ago, when we won the league, that was expected. That was normal. And so I kind of went straight into, well, we've got to win it again next year. And I couldn't believe when Jordan Henderson said that as well. But a couple of hours later, when I'd settled down, I had a couple of beers, and I started thinking about it. How amazing it was that it's taken 30 years. But I'll tell you what a team. If there was ever a 30-year wait worth waiting for, this accomplishment and this team is worth waiting for because it's an absolute joy. And I can't see it ending anytime soon. You know, for a couple of decades of supporters who've never seen anybody lifting the Championship, the Premier League. I mean, this is obviously just mind blowing for them. But for wizened old guys like me, and for the many Liverpool fans who were there in 1990, this is what they've been telling their kids and their grandkids and whoever wants to listen. This is what we're about. This is how good we are. And now, all these people like me can say, I told you that's how good we used to be. Because this side's as good as any of the great Liverpool sides that's ever been.
Stevie, A, where are you now? And B, where were you when you got the good news?
Well, I'm actually in Philadelphia. I'm actually getting ready to go play golf. And I found out on the way down, my good lady, Eleanor, were driving, listening to the game on the radio. And of course, as soon as the final whistle went, I have to say, I didn't jump up for joy because I was driving. But I went into the old Liverpool mode of, okay, we've won it. Pat on the back, right. Now we need to go and win it again next year. So I was sitting in the car.
Robbo, as far as the celebration goes, on yesterday's show, I asked if it was a little bit awkward, to win it without actually being on the field. Then you see the video of Jurgen Klopp celebrating and the rest of the players celebrating. A title's a title, isn't it, no matter how it's won?
It certainly is, and they knew it was coming. They've been magnificent. Stevie's talked about what a great side they are, and they have to be one of the greatest sides we've ever seen because of the run they've had, the way they just relentlessly beat teams. Even when they didn't play well, they made sure they won games. Remember, they're the European champions as well. These are great players and a great team, and you've got to give credit to Jurgen Klopp. People questioned him for the first couple of years. Was he going to change Liverpool? Was he going to win anything with them? Well, he's certainly proved that he's worth all the money they've spent on him. He's worth all the players that he's brought into the club. He's changed it around. The attitude, the philosophy, everything is right about it at the moment. Liverpool could go on winning and winning for years to come.
Stevie, is it just down to Jurgen Klopp? Is that oversimplifying?
Well, I think it's oversimplifying, but I'll tell you what. I mean, you talk about Liverpool have had absolute legendary managers in the past, and I'm talking Shankly, I'm talking Dalglish, and Klopp has to be up there. Not because they're European champions, and not because they're Premier League champions, but the way they play the game. Liverpool is about attacking the opposition and getting after them and squeezing the life out of them. And that's exactly what these three legends, in my opinion, the three greatest Liverpool managers, obviously Bob Paisley's in there as well, but they were all about squeezing the life out of the opposition and enjoying playing. You look at this Liverpool team and you look at the past Liverpool teams that were champions. They played with a smile on their face. They played with determination. And they would do anything for the manager. These managers that I've mentioned, every single player that played for them would throw themselves on a hand grenade if they asked them to. That's what Klopp means to these players. And so, yes, the ability of the players is why they're winning the title. But the way he's setting them up, the way he's motivated them, the way tactically he's got them playing in certain games. I mean, the guy is absolutely phenomenal.
Robbo, probably not much debate that he's among the best managers in the world, but do you think he's actually right now, based on this accomplishment, the best manager in the world?
At the moment, he's the European champion. He's the Premier League champion. They've won by a record. They're going to win by a record amount of points, I would imagine. It's been a great run they've been on. And as Stevie said, it's the way they play the game. Everybody knows how Liverpool play. They press the ball high up the field. They counter-attack quickly. They've got lots of players going forward, full-backs breaking forward, getting crosses into the box. But nobody can do anything about it. And I go back to when Stevie was playing and the great Liverpool sides. When you went to Anfield and when Liverpool came to you, the hardest thing it was to play football. You couldn't get on the ball. You couldn't make things happen because their pressing game was so good. That's what Klopp has brought to Liverpool once again.
Stevie, they're on 86 points. The record is 100. Does it matter? Should this team chase that record given the opportunity that they have, which is now to rest some players or to etch their names further in the history books?
I'm not so sure that you want to rest anybody. I think the only thing in Klopp's mind and the players' mind is to win. You know, that's always been what's expected at Liverpool, is to win. And to go out and sort of diminish the way that we're talking about them now, for them to go out between now and the end of the season and not produce what they've been doing would be sad. And I don't see it happening. I've talked about the great managers, and the great managers don't care what's at stake. The only thing at stake is winning. And Jurgen Klopp will be sending out whatever team to win the game and to get after it and to play the way he wants Liverpool to play. Yes, he could probably try and blood in a couple of youngsters, but not at the expense of winning. And I don't think that's what he'll do. He will not sacrifice winning every time he goes on the field for anything.
Robbo, as a neutral, I want to see Liverpool chase City's record, but you can't deny the huge advantage they would get from giving their guys a break. Manchester City, for example, could be playing well into August.
Yeah, but I think they want to play as well as they can week in, week out. That's the philosophy that Jurgen Klopp has got. They want to win as many games as possible. They want to break that record. And I can't see any reason why they won't. Yes, Stevie said they might blood one or two younger players. They might just rotate the squad. But they will still ask, or he will ask, for them to play at their maximum week in, week out. So I can't see them resting on their laurels.
Stevie, one last order of business before we cut you loose, and this is Dan Thomas's fault, so you can blame him. He's drudged up the predictions from the beginning of the season. You picked Manchester City to win the Premier League. What do you have to say now?
Thank goodness I'm wrong. That's what I've got to say. Sometimes it's good to be wrong. This is the perfect example.
Robbo, you picked Liverpool. What did you see that Stevie didn't?
Well, I changed my mind on the Community Shield when Liverpool played really well. I could see there was a determination about them. They outran Manchester City in that game. Yes, they lost on penalties, but I thought they looked the better side. And they had that bit between their teeth, having just won the European Cup. You knew that they were going to be the top side, and that's why I chose them.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.